We were both born female, and we've always associated ourselves with femininity. There's never been a moment in my life where I've questioned that.
Yeah, question my gender. Sexuality, yes.
Yeah.
But gender has always been, you are a woman, and we are very privileged to have that we know from day one that we're women. But for other people, it's completely different.
So today we want to talk to you about the Gender Recognition Act. I've been really lucky, like recently, in the last week, I've been working on a campaign at work, and it's enlightened me to the Gender Recognition Act. I'd never heard of it before. And every single person that I've spoken to about it hadn't heard of it, which is crazy because people's lives are depending on people knowing about it right now. There's this old law that was passed to say that trans people can change their gender, but it takes a huge amount of time. It's a really lengthy process. You have to put a lot of money down in the process, which obviously will make it even like impossible for some people to do in the first place.
And that's just wrong.
You have to go to psychiatrists to be diagnosed with gender dysphoria. You basically
diagnosed like it's a mental illness. Like what the hell is that?
Ultimately, you're judged by a panel of cis people, which is, if you don't know, people that identify with the sex that they were born. But like, why should you be judged by loads of people that you don't know on like what gender you feel? It doesn't really make sense.
No.
And this is why it needs to change. So Stonewall is creating a campaign. So the UK government is putting forward this survey online that people can fill out to be an ally for trans and non-binary people. And also I wanted to add that at the moment the Gender Recognition Act doesn't even include non-binary people. They can't change their passport, their credit cards, their driver's license, definitely not their birth certificate. So like when they get married, it'll have to be like, your sex is always involved in all those forms. You always have to tick a male or female box.
Yeah, that annoys me. Even now when you go on a website, I think I was getting Glastonbury tickets or something, and it was like, what are you, male or female? And I was like, well, what if I'm not either one of those? What if I don't want to say that I'm male or female? What if I don't even know? And I have to be put into a category? Do you even need to know that I'm a male or female?
Exactly, like why does it even matter? But yeah, there's no space at the moment for non-binary people, which is just really unfair. I mean, imagine that, like not being recognised as a person, not being seen by people. But basically, everyone should have the option and everyone should be recognised.
As a human. Because it's still, people are still not recognised as human. People are literally seen as you're mentally ill, which absolutely blows my mind. Same with homosexuality. That was, you had a mental illness if you were a homosexual. Yeah,
well that's what's been happening, like again in the press with this Gender Recognition Act. People are scared, so they're saying, oh, but people are going to pretend so that they can go into like the other sex's toilets and rape people. That's just like, whoa, that's exactly what they did with homosexuality as well.
That's madness. I mean, it takes a very certain type of person to want to do that.
And they would come into the toilet regardless
of their gender.
They would not change their gender just to do that. That's absolutely bonkers.
It is like saying like, my best friend, he's told me he's gay and he fancies me. And it's like, no, do you fancy every person? Like, no, that's so unlikely. Or being, she's a lesbian, I don't want to get naked in front of her. I was like, come on.
I know.
Gender's changing, and changing for the better as well. I think, again, it's the talking about it, more knowledge, people will understand it, because it's not so long ago that we didn't understand.
That's why we wanted to bring you this video today, because we need to open up the conversation. More people need to know about it.
But there is still so many areas all over the world that just don't even want to acknowledge the fact that that can happen.
Yeah.
Which needs to change, and it will change.
Yes, it will, but we just need your help.
Yes.
We're going to put some links in the description below on how you can help trans and non-binary people get the recognition they deserve. And we have some messages from some people about the Gender Recognition Act that we are going to post here.
The Gender Recognition Act needs to be reformed, because I should be able to live my life just like any cisgendered person. I shouldn't have to jump through so many hoops and pay so much money just to have a piece of paper that says I'm the gender that I know that I am and everybody else already knows that I am.
Hi, I'm Frankie and I'm 17 and I identify as trans non-binary. I also use they them pronouns. And for me, GRA reform is the first step towards social inclusion for non-binary gender identities, as once the government accepts that we are valid, others will start to agree so too.
I believe that we need GRA reform because I shouldn't have to prove myself to 3 strangers. I shouldn't have to prove who I am and that I am female, and to 3 complete strangers who I'll never interact with in any life. I shouldn't have to pay for the right to exist.
So we're going to read from the Stonewall website on everything that's happening with the Gender Recognition Act. The UK government is consulting on vital new rights for trans and non-binary people. This could be a huge step forward for trans equality. It is crucial that the government sees trans people and allies coming out in support.
Failure to secure these reforms will not just hold back trans people's rights, it would represent a major setback in all our collective efforts to secure LGBT rights and equality.
That's why we need you to come out in support, get your friends, families and networks involved and show people across Britain support trans people's right to be accepted and live lives free from hate. So this is what we wanted to do with this video, is just to make you all aware of this thing that's happening, and if you go to the links below and fill in this survey, then you'll be helping so many people.
If you believe in equality between genders and races and religion, then this is something that you need to get involved with. I know it's a bit of a questionnaire and you do have to write some answers, but it's honestly going towards a good cause. If you like us, then you have to believe in gender equality. Because we do too, it's important.
Yeah, everyone deserves to be recognised, to be seen as everyone else is.
Absolutely. So please, we'd love to hear from you. Comment below with your stories, and if you're trans, have you had experience with the Gender Recognition Act?
And what would reforming the Gender Recognition Act mean to you? We'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.